Hey Kingdom, do you know which sorcerer is most broken in Baldurs Gate 3? Today I will show you how to make completely broken build that will give 100% chance to land a critical strike with your spells, 100% chance to disable targets, and this sorcerer don't even care about answer. You will be able to lock him completely and do whatever you want while he's keeping his turn. I will walk you through leveling process and show what items needed in each act, and coolest part, that you don't even need to wait until later stages of the game to become insanely powerful spellcaster. This build will dump enemies starting from Act 1, and you'll become completely overpowered from the start of Act 2. So if you wanna make this broken monster, let's start from the beginning. And when you're creating character, race doesn't matter, you can pick any race you like. Starting class is Sorcerer, and we get in Firebolt, Minor Illusion, Light and Shocking Grasp cantrips. As Sorcerer you will be able to pick 2 spells, and a lot of players really like Shield spell. But if you're not playing solo, I like to have Magic Missile and just exploration stuff like Feather Fall or Enhanced Sleep. Subclass will be Draconic Bloodline Sorcerer to get more armor class from the beginning of the game and more health points. And this gives us ability to start with 16 points in Dexterity, 14 Constitution, 10 Wisdom and 17 Charisma. Therefore, without any items, our armor class will be 16 and we will have nice health pool for mage. And then pick any Fire Draconic Ancestor. Pick any background and you're ready to go to destroy Nautiloid ship, and it will be really easy to get into Wilderness. That's where you will get level 2. And again, we don't need lots of spells, so that's why I'm just picking Enhanced Sleep for exploration stuff, and for Meta Magic we're going for Twinned and Extended Spell. And that's how you want to play these levels with this build. Let's kick some dudes.
Let's do this.
We get pretty simple spell options. Before the combat you can use Minor Illusion to pull enemies into one place. Also I recommend using Enhanced Sleep and Feather Fall just before the combat if it's possible. It won't take any spell slots and you will be able to jump from any cliff in case of emergency. But there won't be a lot of emergency. From the range, just use your Fireball cantrip. But when enemies come close to you, you will have disadvantage on attack rolls with your Fireball. That's where you want to use Shocking Grasp. And coolest part, if you hit with Shocking Grasp, you will inflict debuff. That will give you ability to run away from enemies without provoking opportunity attacks. Also against targets in metal armor, you will have advantage on attack rolls with Shocking Grasp. But most of the time at these levels you want to just set up with Minor Illusion and use Burning Hands to damage multiple targets at once. But be careful not to blow yourself with some explosives. But all common spells and cantrips got big problems. First of all, chance to hit. Even 65% chance can lead to 3 misses in a row, sometimes even more. But even if you hit your target, you're rolling for the damage, and you can hit for just like 5 damage, or even 1 with this 1d10 cantrip. But what about spells like Burning Hands? They got big problems too. Even though they got 100% chance to hit target can save himself from half of the damage by saving throw. And that's why Magic Missile is most broken spell from first level in Baldurs Gate 3. First of all, minimal damage is a lot higher than any other spell. Look at the Sunbeam. Level 6 spell got minimal damage of 6. You can do same minimal damage from level 1, but most of the time it will be a lot higher. Also, you can split damage between targets, so you're not wasting loads of damage, but instead doing high amount of damage and exact amount of damage needed for each target. Eye of Sight is not a problem. Magic Missile will always find a path to its targets, and enemies will be destroyed. So as you can see, we got a lot of tools to easily get to level 4, and that's where we become broken.
Yeah, boy.
As Fire Queen, you're looking for fire spells, that's why on level 3 you want to pick Scorching Ray and Meta Magic Quickened Spell. And spell of choice will be Misty Step to have more mobility in the fights. Pick any cantrip you like, it won't matter, but what will matter is your feat of choice. Most of the time people going for just Charisma +2, or maybe Warcaster, or even Alert. But what makes Magic Missile so broken that you can basically one-shot Githyanki Patrol from level 4? Let's unveil the truth. The feat you need to become OP from level 4 is Dual Wielder. This will give you more armor class when you're dual wielding, but also will give ability to dual wield weapons that is not supposed to be dual-wielded. So now the question, what weapons you want to have? And the first stop is Walking's Rest. Go straight into the burning house and blow entrance door. Then quickly get upstairs and blow another door. Now you're almost OP. You just saved Floric and she will give you a choice of 3 weapons. You want to go with Spell Sparkler stuff. Then get to Underdark. Right outside of the Selenite outpost there is a little bit of mushrooms. Big mushrooms, and you want to get straight to them. Succeed on difficulty check and you will get sword. Now you can equip stuff and sword in 2 hands. But there is one more stop. You want to go into Myconid colony and go straight to the trader over there. Trader Blork will sell you Magic Spark Amulet, and that's what you need. Basically what it's doing, it's upcasting your spell completely free. You will get 1 more missile, and this means with level 1 spell you can throw 4 missiles at the same time, which can do up to 20 damage, but in reality damage is a lot higher. Start fight by casting Falar Aloof Shriek from your sword. This will create red aura around you, and all enemies in this aura will take additional damage. Every time you deal damage with a spell or cantrip, Spell Sparkler will give you lightning charges. This means first 2 missiles will deal additional 1 lightning damage, but third one will deal additional 1d8 lightning damage, with addition of 1d4 thunder damage from Falar Aloof. And with Metamagic Quicken spell you can cast Magic Missile 2 times on the first turn. They can't miss, unlike your normal spells. And damage is just extraordinary, without penalty for being close to your targets. And ability to basically one-shot almost every target. It's even hard to calculate how much damage we're doing by 1 spell. But I did it, and it's 40 average damage by 1 spell. And I remind you guys, we are still level 4. And you won't believe what will happen when we reach Act 2. Because that's where we will get ability to disable our targets with 100% chance. And we'll get 100% critical strike chance on our spells.
Who the hell is that?
Jumping forward a little bit, all levels in this build will be Sorcerer levels, so only thing that is matter is your spell choices. Get Fireball when it will be available. Also don't forget you can remove spells that you're not using and exchange them for other spells. Don't go for spells like Wall of Fire. Fireball is your last damaging spell you need, mostly because Fireball is concentration spell. And you instead want to focus on disables like Slow, Hypnotic Pattern, or even Confusion. My favorite is actually Polymorph, Fear, Slow, Hypnotic Pattern and Confusion. And you will finish Act 2 around level 8, where you will unlock additional feat. That's where you actually can get this +2 to Charisma, and considering bonus 1 from Boon, you can have 20 Charisma right now. But if you're challenging this game solo, Alert is a feat you want to have. And you already guessed that because leveling is so easy and straightforward, the secret to become super overpowered is item combinations. So let's get best gear from Act number 2. In the Temple of Shar, at exactly this location, there will be a vault. You can lockpick it, but you need a party member that can lockpick level 30 difficulty class. Instead, you can have Knock spell and easily unlock it by just consuming 1 spell slot. There will be 3 chests, and you're interested in the right one. There will be Close Glow ring, just take it. Then go 180 degrees from this room to the end of the Shard Temple, and you will find a guy who just escaped a Diablo game. Sadly, one of the items we need is in his hands, so we need to destroy him. Luckily, with our build we can do it just in 1 single turn. Damage is so broken also because we got this Callous Glow ring a few seconds ago. To make it work, first of all you need to cast Light on yourself. And that's the reason why we picked Light as our cantrip from level 1. Now when you are close to your enemies, they are illuminated by light, and you will inflict additional 2 flat light radiant damage to them. That's just insane amount of damage added to our Magic Missile spell. But we defeated this guy just to get his crossbow. Hellfire Hand Crossbow. You don't need to shoot with it. You will be able to cast Upcasted Scorching Ray completely free without any spell slots. But if you know, this area is actually more towards the end of Act 2, and in reality we will be a lot more powerful when we enter this area. Because from the first settlement you will find in Act 2, Last Light Inn, you want to find doors that leads right beneath it, and explore this area throughout. Destroy every cracked wall you will find, and eventually you will find this chest at these coordinates. This very powerful ring, Coruscation Ring. When we deal in spell damage, While illuminated by light source, we also inflict a radiant orb. Sadly, it won't add any damage, but anytime we hit a target, the target will get -1 for attack rolls and will miss us a lot. But honestly, we don't even need lots of damage, because right now our damage can't fit into one screen. With just 3 missiles, we can deal more than 50 damage and one-shot 2 targets at the same time in Act 2. And we can do 7 missiles with upcasted spell, 2 times from the first turn. That's more than 200 damage already, and we will be a lot more broken just in a second. Just make sure to have some barrels. Normal wooden barrels without any explosives. Because this barrels is the key how to transform 40% chance of control spells into literal 100% chance to hold person and other control spells. But first of all, show some love to today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is me, of course. Your best support will be to just smash that like button and subscribe for more. So how these chances of control spells work?
Pay attention, you just may learn something here.
You will find loads of gear that will give you spell save DC and spell attack rolls. Attack rolls are used to hit with spells like Scorching Ray, but when you're trying to control enemies, they need to roll saving throw against your spell save DC. And insanely overpowered item that will skyrocket your spell save DC lies exactly in this place. You just need to look in the cow.
Look in the dog.
You mean look in the dog?
I mean, open them up.
And that's the head you're looking for, Head of Fire Acuity. First of all, it's looking pretty cool, but also in combination with just basic barrels and other gear we got, it will be completely broken. Just before the fight, drop some wooden stuff on the ground and destroy it with completely free Scorching Ray shot. Every time you inflict fire damage with a spell, you will gain fire acuity stacks. Your eyes will burn like fire. And for each arcane acuity stack, you will gain bonus to spell attack rolls and difficulty class. And from now on you can use Scorching Ray instead of Magic Missile, with 95% chance to hit. Damage is insanely insane. Also don't forget you can get the stacks even by using Fire Bolt. You don't even need to use spell slots. But coolest part of course is Hold Person and other control spells. You can easily upcast it to target more creatures at the same time, or use Twin Spell to not upcast it and cast on multiple creatures at the same time. Spell save DC is so high that you will always have 100% chance to disable your targets. And when target is disabled by Hold Person or Hold Monster, while you're standing in melee range, every attack will be critical strike. And Scorching Ray is attack too. So all rays will do like quadruple, sextuple damage, just insanely insane damage. And also because Scorching Ray is fire damage, it will help you to keep arcane acuity stacks. And this will help you keep 100% chance to disable your targets. That's just insane loop of insanely broken damage and basically unlimited control on your enemies. You don't like weapons of your enemies, just come close and cast fear on them. Every enemy will just drop everything from their hand. While they are feared, just explode them with fireball or other spells. Or you can just make enemies to waste all their turns. Cast Hypnotize and chill. Magic Missile still can be used when you need to target someone outside of your sight, while hypnotized enemies just skipping their turns. So if you think this build is broken,
You're goddamn right.
but we will make it even more powerful in Act 3. Because we are already super overpowered, we want to focus on increasing our damage. Few items that you will easily find: Cloak of Weave, Rope of Weave and Marka Hishkir. All these items will increase your spell save DC even more, but most importantly, Marka Hishkir will give you Kereshka Favor. And you want to cast Kereshka Favor Flame. It will add proficiency bonus to your fire damage spells. You will find most of these items in Lower City right in the magic shop, when you will do quests over there. But first item you will find upon entering Act 3 is Spell Might Gloves. It will have passives that you can turn off. If turned on, it will give you -5 penalty to attack rolls, but more damage to each attack roll. For spells, when you're leveling up to level 12, just go for control spells. Dominate Person, person, hold monster, and other stuff. On level 10, get metamagic subtle spell to being able to cast even when you're silenced, and on last levels, get spells like a Globe of Invulnerability and other spells of your choice. On level 12, you will get feat, and you can pick any feat or just go with Elemental Adept Fire to increase damage even more. And now again about globes, where to get them. From the start of Act 3, you can jump straight into the circus, and you want to go straight to the lady who's looking like an evil character from Mermaid cartoon. You can do her quest or just pickpocket these gloves easily. And normally this passive is really risky, because it can force you to miss some attacks and lose loads of damage. But even with 8 charges of arcane acuity that you will get from one shot from your crossbow, chance to hit will be 95%. Or you can cast Hold Person first and get 100% chance to hit, with a spell that can do up to 84 damage, which is 170 damage on crit. And we got 100% critical strike chance when we attacking guys who is Hold Personed. But don't forget we adding tons of additional uncalculated damage. This makes each raid doing 46 plus 5 charisma plus 4 proficiency plus 2d8 from our spell might gloves, and tons of lightning and radiant damage on top. So as you can see, you can do basically whatever you want. You like a character, just hold person him and he will be your best friend. Most of common enemies in Act 3 will have around 80 hit points, and they won't be even a slight problem to you. If you need different damage types, just use different Kereshka favor and you will have awesome additional damage from other sources. Some enemies get nice protection against some control spells, so you can't fear robots or other constructs. But you can confuse basically every enemy. That's why I really like Confuse, it's super overpowered spell to have in your arsenal. But still, most fun way to play is to dominate person that shouldn't be your friend. And then this guy is basically your friend, 100% chance for 10 turns. And you can teleport with your friend to any area you like on the map. If 10 turns had passed and you no longer want to be friends with your new friend, just hold person him and destroy with Scorching Ray. If there's multiple enemies around, just spread your Scorching Rays. They will be inflicted with Radiant Orb and most likely will miss you on the next turn. But with upcasted hold person you can target up to 5 targets. And I guess you know what to do next. It's pretty easy and straightforward. The Fire Queen is just insane, because even strongest enemies in the game will be dominated 100% chance with Confuse spell. And if you don't know how Confuse spell work, it works pretty nicely. You just end your turn and enemy will skip their turn. Easy and straightforward. And because Confuse is area of effect spell, you can basically lock without turns wall enemy squads. And I guess you see how overpowered and super broken this build is. This build can be really nice in solo playthrough or even be a super powerhouse in your party. Still, biggest problem will be to keep your sorcery points and spell slots, and I got it covered. Watch video on screen right now to find out how to get unlimited spell slots and sorcery points, and you will find insanely cool and unique build at the same time.